Hello students, welcome back to the Python series. In the last session we have seen the conditionalized statement, symbol if and if else. In this session we are going to discuss about the nested if and the if else ladder, if elif ladder. Let's start with the elif statement. This elif statement is used to form the ladder form. Look at the syntax. If expression 1 is true, it executes this set of statements. Otherwise, if this expression is false, it comes to the next elif. Again an expression is coming, and if this expression is true, it will execute this, and if that expression is false, it again goes to the next elif. In this way, you can add any number of elif. That means multiple statements can be checked, multiple expressions can be checked, and multiple way of branching is happening in this case. Then at the end, if none of this expression becomes false, then it will execute this else case. That is, if no expression becoming true, in that case it execute the else part. Let's see this example. Age equals input int input age. Age is entered as an integer, and we are checking the age greater than or equal to 18. If this age is greater than or equal to 18, we are displaying in college. Otherwise, it is again a checking coming elif age greater than or equal to 5 full colon, then it is displaying in school. Then if that is also not true, else full colon, print stay home. Then there is a print here. This is not part of this if else. It is outside this if else. Now let's see with some examples. Suppose we are entering 22 as the age. So age, you will get it as 22. So let's check. Age is 22 greater than or equal to 18. Is that true? True. So it will display the in college. So the output in college is there. Now after executing this statement, it goes out of this if. That means this will execute the print done. So this done will also become executed. Now let's see another case of that. Okay, so suppose we are inputting the age as 30. So now the age is 13. 1, 3. So 13 greater than or equal to 18, is it true? No, it is false. So the control will pass to the next elif. So 13 greater than or equal to 5, is it true? Yes, that is true. So it will execute this print statement, that is, it will output, it gives the output in school. In school will be displayed, and after displaying this, the control will be passed back to the statement after, not back, after the statement of if else, that is the done statement. Done also will be displayed. This is how the program executes. Let's see that with the help of flow chart, then it will be more clear to you. First it read the age, and after reading it is doing this checking. If age greater than or equal to 18, if age greater than or equal to 18, then it will execute that set of statement, that is, it print in college. Otherwise it comes and again check the age greater than or equal to 5. If that is true, it will execute this print statement, that is in school. And if that is also not true, it comes to the else part, that means this part. Okay, it will display stay home, and then in all the case done also will be displayed. So this is how the if elif ladder works. This is a multi-way branching. Multiple expressions are checked, and according to that we are branching through it. Now let's see some special points need to be remembered about this. This elif statement is a chain used for chained condition. That means if the previous one is false, then it checks that elif statement. If the previous one is false, then if one of them is true, then that corresponding portion, that corresponding block of statement will be executed. and after the execution the control moves out of the if else statement. Then if no expressions are satisfied with the condition, that means if none of them are is true, then in that case it will execute the else block. Else block will be executed. Then there is a chance more than condition may be true, but only the first one which satisfies the condition, the first true option only will become will be executed. So these are the points need to be remembered. Now let's move on to the nested if. Nested if means within a if we are writing another if, that is the nested form. So look at this syntax. To this if expression, then a statement is executed, and after that another if elif is coming. So you can add another if elif or if else or symbol if, anything to the true part or to the false part of a if else. So such formation is called a nested condition. Now let's see this example. Here in this example we are checking the relationship between the x and y. If x equal to y, that means we are checking x equal to y, then we are displaying x and y are equal. Okay, now x else, that means the false part, we are checking there is another chance x may be less than y or x may be greater than y, that also need to be checked in this case. So we are checking that here in the false part. If x less than y, then we are printing x is less than y. Again one more chance is there, without checking you can say that x is greater than y. So that we have written that within this else. So to this if else we have added to the false part of that another if else. So this formation is called a nested condition, nested if. Now while dealing with this if, in some cases you may not need any statement in an if. So that can be mentioned by this pass statement. If it is useful to have a body with no statement, that can be mentioned by this pass statement. So if condition, just write pass. I don't want to execute anything. That is the meaning of that. Now one more thing we are discussing here, that is storing condition. We can give a name to our condition. We can give a name to our condition. Let's see this example. Eligible underscore 4 underscore 5 underscore percentage. I have given a name. Eligibility for 5%. That is the meaning. Okay. So that equals, we are giving a condition here, deposit greater than 50,000 and time greater than or equal to 5. So we are mentioning a condition here, and to that condition we are giving a name. Then once it is set, we can use this name instead of this condition. Look at this if statement given here. If eligible for underscore 4 underscore 5 underscore percentage, then full colon rate equals 0.05. So instead of that, means wherever this name is there, this will be substituted. Deposit greater than 50,000 and time greater than or equal to 5. That is the meaning of this. So what is the benefit of doing so? It enhances readability and you can reuse that condition elsewhere in the program. It definitely, from the name itself everything is clear. Then that condition can be reused in any other part of the program. So you can give a name for the condition in this way. That's all in this video. In the next video, some programs related to this conditional statement, using the conditional statements, will be given. So keep watching. Thank you.